Hey guys, DB right here, and today I am continuing with what if Gine and Fasha survived? And it's definitely been an interesting tale. Gine managing to escape the planet with Kakarot, having accidentally been knocked into the space pod with him and it just flying away, and Fasha managing to miraculously survive the ambush by Dodoria and his men, and ultimately avoiding, being blown up with the rest of Planet Vegeta because of that. And, well, she was able to follow pretty much, having seen Gine and Kakarot's pod heading off in space. She was able to follow its trajectory to Earth, and thanks to, the scouter, she was able to zero in on their location, no problem. And Grandpa Gohan had not one, not two, but 3 Saiyans living under his roof. Suddenly, his isolated homestead lifestyle suddenly became pretty crowded. And, well, now I'm continuing exactly where we left off, which was, we had just wrapped up the King Piccolo arc. Goku managing to defeat the older King Piccolo, forcing him to actually spit out Piccolo Jr. much earlier than he does in the original, and ultimately sparing Master Roshi, Jiaozu, and of course the Eternal Dragon from their fates. Therefore, Roshi and the others are able to use the Dragon Balls to bring back Krillin and the other martial artists who were killed in the, well, quite frankly, King Piccolo's vicious attack. But DB right, why was Kakarot so much stronger in this reality? Well, we'll go back a couple of parts where he had his, during the Fortune Teller Barber thing, without Grandpa Gohan being dead, the mystery opponent turned out to be none other than Bardock himself, and, after Bardock defeated Gine and Fasha in their, in the matches to, Fortune Teller Barber to get the Dragon Ball, he had a bit of a friendly sparring match with Kakarot as well, ultimately surrendering so Kakarot would get his way, and be able to help Upa. And yeah, well, ultimately this gave Gine ultimately a chance to say goodbye to her husband, and Kakarot finally got to meet his father, and also received some really high motivation to keep training, considering just how much stronger Bardock actually is compared to everyone else. Power level of 15,000 mark. It pushed Kakarot, to new heights. And because of that, not only was he able to win the tournament, he was able to put end to the King Piccolo saga earlier than in the original, and actually prevented the Eternal Dragon's death, so Krillin was pretty much brought back there on the spot. But now, with everything now sort of settling down, our hero's Akame house has just gotten a new visitor. And who is this visitor? Why, it's Kami himself. And at first everyone's quite nervous around him. Luckily they got Master Korin there to sort of explain the situation too. Master Korin and Kami are standing there, and he's, after basically Kami stopping everyone from attacking him, mistaking him for King Piccolo, well, now came the whole revealing to the whole purpose he's there, and that he wants the Saiyans to train up at the lookout with him. Now, even though Fasha is much stronger and doesn't necessarily need that kind of training, especially to deal with Piccolo Jr., still, better safe than sorry. And, well, why not? It'd be a new adventure anyway, and, Fasha could use a bit of a adventure, a change of scenery. After all, she and Gine were both pretty much kept out of the action in the last arc, but not so much this time. And, well, the three do indeed train up in Kami's lookout for the next few years. And, well, everyone else, Krillin included, is also putting their noses to the grindstone and getting stronger for the tournament as well. Now, meanwhile, with the training up on the lookout, Kami does reveal to Kakarot that you defeated King Piccolo, but you didn't fully destroy him, and he intends to challenge you again at the next Tenkochi Budokai, and that it's important that he trains and becomes ready for him. And the whole purpose of them being on their lookout is so Junior can't try to attack any of them while they're up there in the lookout. Whether it's in fear of facing Kami or whatever. Of course, you'd probably say, but Fasha's a lot stronger. She'd just be able to take out Junior. Well, no, not necessarily. Not if her guard's down. Not if they think, it's all happy, all peaceful, lovey-dovey, and Junior comes out of nowhere and surprise blasts her. It's still very possible. As we know, it's not always the strongest guy who wins in Dragon Ball Z fights. I mean, look at what Sorbet did to Goku in Dragon Ball Super. Goku, millions of times stronger than Sorbet, yet Goku's guard was down. He took a basic ray gun to the gut and almost ended up dying because of it. So there you go. I have spoken! Alright, so moving on. So with that, the Saiyans have really gone into their training, and yeah, with their rash and sort of uncontrolled movements, they do have a bit of a hard time, trying to, move like Mr. Popo without moving the bell. But in the end, they do manage to pick it up, and now came time for the Room of Spirit and Time Chamber. Because as is revealed in Dragon Ball Z The Cell Saga, Goku spent a month in there and nearly went insane in there. However, this time, Kakarot can train with either Fasha or Gine, so I believe it's only 2 of them allowed in there at a time. And having someone else in there with him, I believe Kakarot would be able to last the whole year if he's got someone with him. And well, who goes in there with him first? Why, it's actually Gine. Fasha pretty much just makes the comment that, "Yous two really need to focus and catch up to me. I'll take my turn when you two are done." So you've got mother and son in the Room of Spirit and Time, or Hyperbolic Time Chamber, on their own, training together and becoming stronger together. And well, of course, being in the Room of Spirit and Time can be quite intense. You're in this whole dimension where it's just like a blank slate, except for, the way you come in, where there's like a little bed, a bath, and a basic kitchen. And you got a whole year to live there before you can return. So, to play it safe, Gine and Kakarot would never venture too far away from where the platform is, because you could very easily get lost in the place. But, as they found out as they begun training, things in the Room of Spirit and Time weren't exactly what they seemed. Like, they understood they'd get a whole year's training in a day, and that would increase their strength a lot, but they weren't prepared for the raging firestorms and the blizzards and the gravity changing and everything like that. So it's easy to understand why Goku could not last a month in there in the original. But with Gine there, it's no problem. She's somewhat used to of some hostility. Remember, before she was a cook, she was a part of the Frieza Force. In fact, she more or less used to be a part of Bardock Squad. Although I'm not sure if that's actually confirmed, but rumor has it she was a member of Bardock Squad. And well, so with that, basically, you can imagine Kakarot and Gine really do get really strong for this. Gine being a bit protective of her son. Kakarot, you're not to go out there without me, you understand? And whenever Kakarot would nap, Gine would train on her own somewhat. But her training would not be a solo training session for long, because it would often just wake Kakarot up, and he'd just get into it as well. And, well, they do in fact manage to last the entire year inside the chamber, and both of them, well, let's just say their results are really quite promising. Especially with the occasional times where the chamber would change gravity, sometimes going from, well, from normal to basically, I guess, feeling like it would, training at 100 times gravity in Capsule Corp spaceship. Like, I don't know, they don't exactly tell you how intense the gravity changes. Come to figure, it probably doesn't change by much, really. After all, we got to make this somewhat believable. And, well, needless to say, when Kakarot and Gine step out of the chamber, a year had passed, and Fasha was surprised at Kakarot's growth. He seemed, a year older. He's a bit taller once again, and his voice is starting to deepen a bit. And, well, and she could sense, because after all, Fasha and Gine and Kakarot, they all know how to sense energy. She could tell they have grown a lot stronger together. And, well, at this point, they're quite a bit stronger than Fasha at this point, but now Fasha is going to take her turn. And, well, when her day is used up, and her year inside the Room of Spirit and Time is up, her power level has pretty much caught up to Gine and Kakarot's pretty much exactly. Now remember, she was stronger than the pair of them originally. Both of them, Gine and Kakarot's power level being about the same. Being the same at 500. Fasha was more or less 2,000, 2,500, something like that anyway. And, well, you would have thought she would have came back out stronger than they were, but remember, Kakarot and Gine trained together. They had the benefit of having a sparring partner, the whole recovery and the Zenkai, all that. So, basically, Gine and Kakarot got more out of it, but Fasha still got enough out of it that she was able to close the gap at least. So everyone was on equal footing, equal power, and, well, this would lead to them reuniting with their friends in the Tenkaichi Budokai and facing off in the championships. Now, ultimately, they're all in the tournament to win it this time. It's no going easy or anything like this. Whoever battles Junior needs to be the absolute best one for the job, And they understand that. They all understand what is at stake here if they lose. Or should they lose, which, really, they don't stand much of a chance of losing, because their power levels right now, where you take into the harsh conditions of the chamber, I would say that they'd be stronger than Nappa. They'd be somewhere stronger than Nappa, probably, I would guess, 6,000, 7,000 marks, something like that. Nappa's about 4,000 or 5,000. Or is it 3,700? I can't remember, it's something like that anyway. But anyway, we're not up to Nappa yet anyway. So, basically, as for the tournament, you can imagine that Goku, Fasha, and Gine, they get in there no problem. So who is ultimately left out of the tournament? Well, Fasha actually ended up beating Chi-Chi out of the tournament. And, so, yeah. Goku didn't really get the whole... doesn't really get his match to, battle with, Chi-Chi to find out her name. But Fasha pretty much worked out who she was right away when she reunited. Kakarot, you dunce, that was Chi-Chi. After all, they all had encounters with Chi-Chi before. especially during the whole Red Ribbon part. And well, she was able to recognize her no problem. And well, the whole marriage proposal ends up then and there, even, you know, basically before the tournament even starts. And well, we now head into the finals of the tournament, so I'm trying to think who went first. Well, you can pretty much assume that the tournament pretty much played mostly the same, except you had Goku battling with Fasha in his match. And Gine actually ended up taking Mercenary Tal's spot. That's who I was forgetting. Yeah, Gine ended up taking Mercenary Tal's spot, beating him in the preliminary, so that's good. So Chaozu was pretty much out of danger, and oh boy did Gine enjoy wailing on Tal. After all, this would be the second time they've beaten him. So with Tien Shinhan and Gine having their match first, Tien giving Gine everything he's got, but ultimately losing. After all, for the tournament, the Saiyans do still hold back, you know, to keep the whole tournament fair and everything. But when it came to facing down each other, they would go all out to make sure, you know, whoever won would actually stop Junior. And well, with that whole thing, you got Fasha against Kakarot. Ultimately, Kakarot, for the first time ever, beating Fasha in a match. And boy, it was quite a hectic battle. But thanks to the rules of the match in the tournament, you could say neither of them really lost energy in that round. And well, Yamcha still lost to Hero, the disguised Kami, as well as Kieran ultimately losing to Junior, leading to the semi-finals match. You get mother and son going at it, and this match got really intense, a bit more intense than what Kakarot's fight was with Fasha. It's just they had a bit more a hard time beating each other because they had all that time in the Room of Spirit and Time together. They pretty much learned how each other fights pretty much on the spot. And Junior can of course tell that these guys, that Gine and Kakarot, have gotten a lot stronger, a lot more stronger than what he was predicting. In fact, he realizes there's a good chance he actually may lose. But Junior is still not swayed. He's going to try to take out the two anyway. Even if he doesn't do it in the tournament, he might just sit back and wait. After all, Junior is pretty smart like that. However, then came the match between Hero and Junior, and well, with Piccolo Jr. working out that Hero is the disguised Kami. Well, this is where Piccolo sees his opportunity to gain advantage over the heroes after Hero tries the evil containment wave, shocking the entire arena when he suddenly reverses it on him and captures him, and of course swallowing the bottle. Now, this would ensure Junior's safety, and they would have to hold back or risk killing Kami. Oh yes, I didn't say who won with Kakarot and Gine. It was actually Gine that got the win over Kakarot. Yeah, I didn't want to have the whole Kakarot battling Junior again. I just feel it's too repetitive. It'd be too much like the original. And well, the battle between Junior and Gine proved to be really hard for Gine because she had to hold back a lot of her power to avoid killing Junior, because, well, if you destroy Junior, you can destroy Kami as well. Pretty much due to the fact that you know, Piccolo and Kami share the same fate for starters. Plus, Kami's in his digestive tract. So, and you know, Gine is still kind-hearted at heart. She's not gonna kill Kami if she can at all avoid it. So the battle is pretty intense, and it's pretty close, just due to the fact that Gine is forced to hold back, and that gives Piccolo chances to try and get some hits in. You know, it's like being forced to fight with one hand tied behind your back. And well, still, ultimately in the end, Gine gets the win over Junior, winning the tournament, knocking him out of the ring, and well, unlike Kakarot, she doesn't end up really badly hurt by Junior. She doesn't take her guard off of Junior for a second. After all, she had been told all about Junior from King Piccolo, from Kakarot, the stories from Roshi, of course, and from Kami during the time on the lookout. So Gine knows, don't take this guy lightly. He's cunning, he's nasty. She did, when he was a giant, she did fly in like Kakarot and rescue Kami. And, well, ultimately, Junior is shown mercy like he is in the original. And, well, actually, no. No, that wouldn't happen. It was Gine battle with Piccolo Jr., not Kakarot. So scratch that. No. Piccolo, well, he was spared death, but Kami just once again used the evil containment wave while he was knocked out and weakened, and ultimately retrapped him back in the same portal that he was going to use on Junior before. So, really, Piccolo is out of the equation here, and, well, this would be a bottle that Kami would keep with him the entire time. And, well, where is this going to lead to things later on in the story? Well, we'll find that out later, because, well, after the tournament, Kakarot marries Chi-Chi, much like he does in the original, and, well, thanks to Bulma, they're able to extend the house a little bit. Gine and Fasha have their own rooms, Grandpa Gohan's still around, Chi-Chi is moving in, and, well, we now head into the 5-year gap. Gohan has been born, which Grandpa Gohan is flattered that they named their son after him. Fasha's a little disappointed that Gohan didn't get a Saiyan's name, but Gine was sort of all wrapped up in the moment. That's so adorable, you know, all that sort of thing. And, well, little Gohan definitely brought happiness and cheer back into Gine's life. And Gine's more or less settling back into her life as a cook. However, we are now into the 5 years gap, and Raditz is about to make his reappearance. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you like this story? How will things go with the sudden return of Raditz coming back into the fold? Will he still pose a threat when he discovers his mother's alive? Would he join the Dragon Team? Or should we actually keep him bad for a change and actually keep him, you know what? I could bring Mother and Fasha back in the fold. We'll be unstoppable then. I could overthrow Frieza. You know, probably I could see Raditz ultimately trying to do that as well. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. Well, all this and more next time. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys again for the next one. Catch you later.